Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Lordnod at the side of the International Tree, and with us is the extremely intelligent, the extremely capable, and the extremely gorgeous Sheever. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And tell us what does Sheever do? Where is she? Nobody knows who you are, but everyone knows who you are. So tell us.
Well, I am a caster, or at least I try to be as much as a caster as I can be. And I think a lot of people know me because I'm one of the few females in the scene that doesn't have a specific label put on it yet, or just not. And I'm still here.
Yes, you are, and you've been signing autographs and everything.
I've been signing a lot of autographs. It's amazing.
Yes, and so for you guys, some of you who might not know, if we get this little doohickey of a badge signed and scanned, we get her signature, and you'd be proud to know that it currently goes for $25. The highest one has been $92 for your signature.
That is quite good to know. That is quite fun.
It is, and you've been here, like, so you live in where? You live in Europe?
I live in Europe, in the Netherlands, in The Hague, so where the tribunal is and everything, politicians. And
smart part of Europe.
Yeah, the smart part of Europe. And it's not where I was born and raised. I was born and raised in the middle of the country, and I studied on the other side of the country, and then I went to work, and I started working in The Hague, so that's where I'm at right now. I'm currently unemployed, though I'm trying to make casting into a living. It's not just yet enough, but it's getting there.
So tell us about when you said you were employed. What's your education? What you've been educated in? What did you do?
I have a bachelor degree in commercial economics. It's basically that you learn a little bit about a lot of stuff. So you can't really say, like, I'm trained to go do this. So I can basically work anywhere I want, in a way. What I did was I was a junior account manager, so it just to say it very flat, we bought stuff, and we put 25 cents on it, and we sold it again. And it was about computer parts, hard drives, SSDs, CPUs, and memory, and all across the world, and then in thousands and hundreds. So that's what we did. That's what I did until economic failure, slightly. And I was the last one in, so I was the first one out. That's how it works.
Yeah, but that is... I think she has a much benefit. The computer world's loss is going to be Dota 2's gain, for sure.
I hope so.
So tell us about this casting business. You know, there's so many people who are out there. You've got the behemoths in Toby and Gods and everyone. And there's you and who we consider fairly up there in terms of skill set. And there's a lot of people who are wanting to get into casting. Is there... who makes a good caster?
Someone who loves casting. If you don't love it, you can't do it. It's just that simple. I saw Total Biscuit tweeting it, no passion, no caster. It's just that. If you enjoy casting, you normally are able to transfer that also to the people watching you. Next to that, you have to have a lot of time. With me getting unemployed, of course, like you said, I got a lot of extra time on my hands, so I can cast a lot. And you just have to continue casting, being stable, get your name out there, get some solid fans, and basically that's how you get started. And then, of course, the scene will grow. And the way I got into casting mostly is when I started casting, there were a lot of games still out there that were not casted by any other casters, games that people wanted to see. So I got a lot of opportunity that way, and I think that definitely helped me a lot. So I got started at the start of the Dota 2 scene, well, still fairly at the start at least, and that definitely helps. I think it's a bit tougher now to get actually through because most of the games are casted, but I just keep doing it, and it took me a long time to get there as well.
Yeah, I think hard work is something that she's saying is imperative in anything that you do, playing, casting, and passion, I think. Passion kind of works.
A lot of passion.
I agree with you. So, and tell us, like, have you been a gamer all your life? Have you played other games, or just Dota 2 was the first one you did?
Well, we had, I think it was 2003 or 2002. It was the year I broke my leg. We had SimCity.
That's another story.
Yeah, that's another story. We had we had a PC game, a Windows PC. Of course, before that we had a DOS, and I played Snipes and Lemmings and stuff, little games. And my brother had a Nintendo 64, so I played a lot of Zelda, love Zelda, Ocarina of Time. And we had SimCity 2000. That was our first PC game, and we played that, and just more and more games overall. And at some point, my sister actually got Warcraft 3. And Frozen Throne and Reign of Chaos, and we started playing that. I started playing that. We started playing after all the campaigns were done. We started playing the fun maps, Battle.net, Discovery, and then we discovered, of course, Dota 2. She was the first one to discover that, And well, we had this system, right, where I'm with, like, I have two sisters and one brother. So we have one computer, and the way it goes, like, you get an hour, and after that, it's turn for someone else. So you get to do one thing, and normally you sit and watch your sister or brother play, and my sister played Dota, so I decided, I play Dota too. So I played Dota, I liked it, and continued doing it. Not that active though. Like I didn't know there was a competitive scene to begin with. Like,
Oh, this is Dota 1, right?
this is Dota 1. Yeah, I had no idea. I just played like Lich with the Skadi because he was Frosty and the Skadi is Frosty. It made sense at the time, so it was a lot of fun, just casual. And then World of Warcraft came out, and my sister got that one as well. So I got an account, or I got a character on her account. My father got a character on her account. My father got hooked before she did. So
Really?
yes, and at that point I was studying somewhere else, so I didn't have a computer where I was, or at least I didn't have World of Warcraft installed, which was probably really good. At some point though, my sister got her own computer at home, and like I said, my father also played World of Warcraft. Well, he was in the system like 1 hour each, and all of a sudden my sister has her own computer, and he doesn't get to play World of Warcraft anymore. So he got an account on World of Warcraft. I get a character on his account because my sister, of course, I can't go on her account anymore. And at some point I install World of Warcraft on my PC, and where I studied. That was the beginning of the end, because not soon after, I just got my own account and started playing a lot. I played World of Warcraft for about 5 years. 3.5 of those were hardcore raiding, so 6-7 nights a week, every night, with raid bosses and trying to race for world first. We got one world first.
Really?
Yeah, in the achievements only. So reinforced achievements for the, I don't know, I think it was tier 12, but I'm not entirely sure. The Ragnaros one, at least. So played a lot. And well, I got into Dota 2 when I decided to quit World of Warcraft. I was still used to playing full time, so I stopped cold turkey on World of Warcraft. I started playing other games, amongst which Dota 2 when I got my key, and I could just continue playing that, and here I am.
There you go. And nowhere in the middle did you go to what a lot of Dota 2 guys will say, the dark side? League of Legends?
While playing World of Warcraft, I was in a guild, and you make friends in a guild, especially if you're there for a very long time, because I was with the same guild almost all the time. And they played League of Legends, so I played a little bit of League of Legends.
Yeah, that's okay. There's lots more girls who play League of Legends, and that's fine. Actually, getting to that sexist issue, which is there, you're a girl, and you're a girl pretty much in a man's world, which is there. How's that been? Both earlier when you were playing, then casting, now in front of the camera?
Well, for World of Warcraft, you don't really hear each other. Like, you only say your name. My name is not necessarily female. Sheever is pretty, it can go either way. So it wasn't really until later that people realized that I was a girl. But by that time, I already had established a certain name. Like, I was, for example, I did pre-mades and stuff, and I organized those, and people didn't realize I was a girl until after they already experienced me in a different kind of setting, and therefore I think I already had some respect, to say it that way. So that definitely helped, I think. Now for in Dota 2, people realized that fairly fast, because I was also streaming a little bit of my gameplay. It's different, but it's okay, it's doable.
It is?
And it's it's still different.
Well, I think some parts of it would be special. Like, you get treated special at some places, and some places will be like, "What are you doing here?" Like,
yeah, they're very different response. Sometimes it's not so friendly, and sometimes it's almost too friendly. Like, okay, you know what? I like that you like that I'm a girl, but I still just want to play the game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. So it's nice. It can be really nice. I'm trying not to abuse it too much, because you can abuse it for sure. No. That's definitely a possibility. I hope that all you girls out there don't do that, because that doesn't really help our reputation.
Short term.
Yeah. But it is really, it's nice if you can take also the not nice things into stride.
I think that's life, right? I think that's how we live life. Some great things and some bad things. Hey, Mushi. And cool. So, guys, I'm going to now go ahead and get into some technical questions that some of you have been asking us to go ahead and ask her. So now you're sitting behind the camera, and you're seeing some of these phenomenal games that are going on. First, the fun part of this. Do you actually want to go ahead and sometimes stop casting and just play the game?
No, I actually like casting more than playing, but I wouldn't have one without the other. Because I mean, I can probably play without casting, but I really miss it, and at some point I will stop playing purely because, don't want to be confronted with the thing that I miss. But I like casting overall. If I see a great game, it's like, oh my god, I wish I was casting this. It's like, casting for me, if you watch a good movie, you're completely immersed in that movie, and like you don't know anything that's happening around you, and that's it for me. Like if you're casting, you know everything that's going on, and you're totally into it. And of course, I mean, you sometimes have to have a co-cast to just pull you out and drop you down somewhere else, but it is. I mean, it's just that.
Your natural reaction is not, oh my god, I gotta play this, but oh my god, I gotta go cast this.
Yes, exactly.
That is so cool. That is so cool. So her natural reaction is that this needs to be spread. The word needs to be spread.
Yeah.
Nice. So now let's look at these intense games that are happening. And you've now got the skill set of actually having played the game, so you understand most of the mechanics that are going on. What makes a good technical caster? Now you've got all of you guys who have been watching the international, they've got this great panel. Wagamama, Gods, we've got Bruno, we've got everyone left, right, and center. What makes a WoW caster in this? And no, don't say passion. We've done that.
No, you have to have two. I think that's mandatory because if you only have one, like regardless of how good you are, you need to have someone to talk to that's more interesting to listen to. If you're a spectator, I just enjoy if there's a conversation going on.
Yeah.
And that's two. You have to actually have conversations with your casters, not just one says his part and the other says theirs, and then you give each other turns to talk. That's also not casting. You have to have a conversation and just actively talk about things. You have to have one person that I prefer to have a solid job descriptions, if you will, for casters. So one that's actually really good in play-by-play and always does that, and the other one that will be really good in the technical things.
Yeah.
And that will be the one that always knows why things happen and what could be happening, why, and what kind of item builds could be reasoning behind it, etc. So I think that's and then of course having brilliant synergy. I think that's needed for having a good caster pair. And I mean, a WoW caster pair, that would be the difference between having all that and then also having the personalities on both of them to support that. If that you also want to know more about the people besides the game.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. 2 questions. Your fantasy casting team.
Well, I would definitely have Drasko as my co-caster, as my caster to listen to. That's a tough one. It differs. I mean, I like all the 3 that are here, of course. I don't really have a favorite of those 3.
You can choose someone from the past also if you want.
I don't know more people from the past. Everybody that I knew is still here. And I would maybe also have Purge as co-caster. Drasko or Purge. And then I guess... Actually, I don't know which color. It's a tough one. It's a really tough one at the moment. I wouldn't choose myself, I can say that, for honesty.
Some of us would choose you, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it can have that's that. I mean, no, I don't know. I know which co-casters I would want.
So we've got some part of this interview going, so you might actually go ahead and figure this out at the end. If you do, let us know. Cool. The next part of this was, when there's a lot of people who start getting around to this game and saying, hey, this is a fun game. You transition a little from Dota 1 to Dota 2.
Yeah.
Is Dota 1 to Dota 2 a natural progression, or should you go take your way through HON or LOL or whatever?
I think it's a very natural progression. I mean, I remember trying HON out maybe for 1 or 2 games, and I vaguely remember because I knew I knew it was out. I was going to a store and I was asking, like a game store, just regular, do you have Heroes of New Earth? No, they didn't. So then I actually did not play it onwards from there. There was like a couple of weeks that you could play it for free or something. But the thing that I didn't like about Heroes of New Earth, and it's just laziness on my part, is that you had to learn everything anew. Yeah. So you had to learn oh, this hero is Sand King. Oh, okay. So now I know that this hero is Sand King. And I didn't want to do that. I just, I don't want to put extra effort in it. So if you already put an effort into Dota 1, you don't want to go about checking other games because you're already never done learning about Dota, just in general. So you don't want to sidestep to different games because it would just be too much, and you wouldn't be able to fully enjoy one specific game if you sidestep to HON or League of Legends. So I think Dota to Dota 1 is the best.
Dota 2.
Dota 2.
I said it. It's Dota 1 to Dota 2. All of you guys who are all out there, who think of going and playing Dota 1 and then thinking of League of Legends or HON or Counter-Strike or StarCraft. No, Dota 2.
Dota 2.
Dota 2.
Dota 2.
We agree.
Yeah.
You just have to do it. Cool. Probably the fag end of this interview, but couple of very important. How do you have you traveled across the world doing Dota 2?
No, not at all. I mean, this is my second time in Seattle. Last year I was here as well, of course, in the same hall for the International too. And besides from that, I've only done holidays to other places. Nothing. I actually I went to DreamHack Winter, but that was just for myself, like as a spectator, as a visitor. But that's it. That's all the Dota 2 trips I've made. This is my third one.
She's a noob.
I'm a noob.
She's a noob, and it's time to go ahead and get her educated. So you've sat here and you've seen so many teams, mostly from Asia, Europe, and America, going and playing. Have you seen different playstyles?
Each team, no matter where they're from, have different playstyles. There's no doubt about that. Each has their own signature. That's of course also which heroes they prefer playing, which kind of strategy they prefer.
So, but more on an arc, as in, and I know every team's got one, but if you go ahead and put DK, IG, LGD China, in one bucket, on RNG Sports too, then you've got Alliance, all of the people from Europe, and then you've got Team Liquid, who's sitting out of America, and some of the other people. Do you see a certain play style that they go ahead and play? I'll kind of take Navi out of it because they're just kind of weird. They're my favorite team, but they're weird. So we'll just, like Fountain Hooks, let's just stop.
Well, I think, like, of course, since like in the international, everybody is trained together. I think it's starting to blend together right now. So it's maybe the wrong time to ask. Maybe if you asked like 2 months ago, we would know. Like before Alliance went to G1, there was a very big difference. I mean, the aggression was a lot lower in the Eastern scene compared to the Western scene. And when Alliance came to G1 League, Asian scene kind of thought, okay, so that's how they play. Well, let's try to also change our play style a little bit because it was needed, obviously. And I think that's the result of having, like, you have like your own group of teams that you normally practice with, that you normally have tournaments with, and that's like your own specific kind of meta that's growing and going on. Well, in the Western scene, there's a different one. And better yet, in the Western scene, there's more tournaments. So in a way, it grows faster. So that already creates different storylines. You come up with different strategies to counter different things. So in a way, you just go up different ways anyway. And by this time, like right now, I think both of those have come together. We have kind of like the same core heroes that you see banned and picked on each draft right now. Of course, you still have your exceptions. I mean, you still have your Lone Druid that's going to get banned out against Emperor Bulldog. You still have your IO that's not going to be banned out against every Asian team. But I think most of the cores, like Lifestealer and Alchemist and Dragon Knight, I mean, they're all the same right now.
Okay, putting her on the spot time again. This is not captain's mode.
Okay.
This is all pick.
Okay.
You can all pick any player.
Any player.
And you can give him any character.
Oh, this is like, you want to have my compendium.
Yep.
I have no idea what I said in the compendium.
Doesn't matter. You just pick one. You've seen loads of games now. You can.
Actually, I haven't seen that many yet. I've seen I tried to make videos, so I'm sitting on the side of the players booth, but you don't actually see the game at that moment. And I've helped out Cyborg Matt a little bit so that he could watch some games at the signing thing. So I therefore then also couldn't watch all the games. So.
Well, you can always Dota Cinema. It's good. It's Twitch. It's good.
Okay.
But let's go wild. Candy store. Pick.
Oh, 5 players, 5 heroes, 5 roles. Let's start with the carry role. So on the carry role, I would have Burning still.
Okay.
And he's still gonna
Great pick.
He's still gonna play the anti-mage. I'm sorry. He probably doesn't get bored from the hero, but it's probably a boring pick.
Boring things make great teams. I'm sorry, it does, right?
Okay, that's true. On the 2 role, so solo mid, I would have S4, and he will play. He won't play the Magnus, so it's not that boring. I'm actually gonna have him play the Clockwork.
Nice.
Yes.
Again, a great pick.
So then we have the 3 role, the offlane. I'm gonna again go to Alliance, and have Emerald Bulldog play Lone Druid.
Good. I think if you guys have been seeing some of the puppy interviews and some of our other interviews, Admiral Bulldog brings one of the most strong ethics into the game.
Yeah.
He's a guy who will go ahead and say, I need to practice against something. He'll play 40 games just against that character. So, yeah, it's a really strong pick.
So then we have the 4 roll, and I'm going to put someone in the jungle with that. And it will be Puppy on his chin. And then we have the 5 roll, hard support, and I'm going to put Chuan there. And
Nice.
he is going to be playing the Crystal Maiden.
That is such a cool team. Guys, I want to go...
It's a really awkward team,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
So I want to go... just shout out to everyone which is there. Go try this out. Actually take every one of these characters that she said and send us replays in the links down below and see whether this is effective. I know you guys are nowhere, you feel intimidated that you're not Chuan and you're not Puppy, and that's okay. Just go try it out. Maybe this will work. Go try it out.
Who knows?
And send it to Sheever. We'll send it to her. Nice.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you for that. Good. So kind of like now ending the interview, 3 really weird, awkward questions. But
Okay.
how tall are you?
I'm 1 meter and 87 centimeters. It translates into 6'2" or 6'1", one of the two.
She's like tall.
I'm very tall.
We all go here and she's like, hi.
Dutch people are the tallest people in the world,
That's right.
and I'm pretty tall for a Dutch person.
You are. And so guys, that is the one. And the other part is we're looking forward to going and getting you as part of the international India and part of the Indian scene. So do you have something to say to our Indian fans?
Well, I hope you support me, obviously, and bear with me as I learn more about Indian Dota.
She'll love it. I promise. You have to go ahead and make sure that she loves it. All of you, comments down below. Now, tell her, I heard Sheever. Go for it. Yeah. Go for it. This is Lordnod and Sheever. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the interview.
Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.